Hey guys, so it's been a while since I've done this, so I'm going to try to do a lesson for the practice off my computer. So we are talking about time intervals, and key vocabulary that we should know is when doing time intervals. See if it focuses. Is we need to know our start, our end, and from when we go from our start to our end, the time in between is elapsed time. Okay, so from start to end is the time that has elapsed, the time that has passed. Okay, so you know past. Okay, alright, so that is what we are trying to accomplish here. Okay, determine an end time in this first part. Okay, so if you are given the start time and the elapsed time, how much time has passed, you're going to count on from the start time to find an end time. So here's our example. Okay, Jamie gets on the school bus at 7:15 a.m. She arrives at school 17 minutes later. What time does Jamie arrive at school? Okay, so going back to this, we have three parts. We have our start time, our end time, and our elapsed time. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and draw a timeline. We have our start, we have our end, and we have our elapsed time. Okay, so going back to the problem, what do we know? Jamie gets on the school bus at 7:15 a.m. So we know our start time is 7:15 a.m. Now I'm going to try switching between the screens. So here's my start time, 7:15 a.m. She arrives at school 17 minutes later. Now, know that I'm going to have a start time, an end time, and a elapsed time. My end time is going to look like a time that reads on a clock. So, what do I know 17 minutes later? Is 17 minutes a time on a clock? No. So, because it's not an actual time, an hour with the minutes, I can determine that the 17 minutes later is going to be my elapsed time. 17 minutes, the time that has passed by. Okay, so go back to my problem. Okay, so what time does Jamie arrive at school? So that means that our missing component is our end time. That is what we want to know. Okay, so since I have all the information, I can now do the intervals. Now looking at this, you're going to move along, and I see here that they did 5-minute intervals, 5-minute intervals, 5-minute interval, 1-minute interval, and 1-minute interval. And that's another word that you want to try to add to your vocabulary is interval. In your brain, you're probably seeing a jump or a skip. Okay, so when you're skip counting. So we're going to skip count, but when we're talking about time, we want to use the word intervals. So I'm going to skip. Okay, I'm actually going to break the 17 up into they did it by 5. I like to take 10 away because 10 would just take away from my 10s. Okay, and so just when I'm adding or subtracting my 10s, if I do 10, that's going to be taking 10 away from here is going to leave me 7. 17 minus 10 is going to leave me 7. And because I'm taking away a 10 and I'm adding a 10, 15 plus a 10 would make 7 25, because all I'm doing is adding one more 10. Okay, so I thought that would be easier actually. And since I have 7 left, then I'm going to go 5 makes it 730 plus 1 plus 1. That would make that 7. So then I broke down that 7 into 5, 1, and 1. That would be 731 and 732. So it moved my end time is 7:32, and since we were given an AM or PM, it's going to be 7:32 AM. So hopefully that helps. Okay. So I want you to go ahead and we're going to try it. Look at problems number 1 and number 2. I want you to go ahead and pause the video, or as I go, we can go a little bit slower. We're going to try and do number 1 and number 2. It's still going to determine an end time, so you could do it with me. Grab a piece of paper, grab a pencil, grab a marker, whiteboard, whatever you have, and we're going to go ahead and I'm going to read it to you and give you a chance to try and figure it out, and then we can work it together. Okay, so draw a number line or clock face to solve each problem. Okay. I prefer to use the number line when I'm talking about elapsed time, but you're more than welcome to do whichever one you wish. Okay. Carrie started working on her math and reading homework at 3:20 p.m. She worked on math for 10 minutes. She worked on reading for 25 minutes. What time did Carrie finish her homework? Okay, so go ahead and pause it if you want, and you can try it yourself. I'm going to go ahead and erase my board. If you don't think you're confident to do it by yourself, don't worry, we'll do it together. So I only read it once, so I don't recall what happened, but I'm going to go ahead. I know that it's elapsed time. I know that I'm looking for and to determine an end time. So I know I'm going to have a start time. I know I am going to have an end time. End time. And I know I'm going to have an elapsed time. Hey baby, what happened? You want to say hi to my students? Let's see. Let me see. I think I can put the camera. Look. Hi guys. Hi. You want to say hi? Say hi. Hi. They don't see you yet, but they're going to see you tomorrow when they see the video. Diles hola. Hola. Stay safe. Stay safe. Tell them what happened. What did you come over here for? ¿Qué me querías enseñar? To fix this door. Oh my goodness. You want to try and fix it? No. I'll keep trying. You did? How many times did you try? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And how long did that take you? Too long. Too long? Like 2 minutes? How much time elapsed? 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes? What do you think? Be careful, they're gonna see you picking your nose. Look, all fixed. Alright, you have to go, Mama, so I can finish, okay? Okay, say bye. Say bye. Bye.